Hey, my name is Julia Marks, and I'm here to interview the book Short by Holly Goldberg Sloan. I have a dog that recently passed away, Raymond. I like to still think that he is here with us. I have two brothers. One is older, Tim, and the other one is younger, Randy. Randy and I auditioned for the production of The Wizard of Oz, and we made Munchkin Roll. There I met my first adult best friend, Olive, and my neighbor who made the costumes for the play.
Why did you feel like auditioning for the play, and did your mood or feelings change throughout the play?
At first, I didn't want to audition for the play because I had promised my friends Piper and Kaylee that I'll write to them every day. Piper is at summer camp and Kaylee was visiting baseball stadiums. My mood changed throughout the play because I made a new friend, Olive, and it got my brain off of the death of Raymond.
What was going through your mind when Sean Barr fell off of the ladder and broke his tailbone?
Well, at first I was like, what if we sang louder or danced harder? If this would have happened, I really looked up to him and wanted to be by his side the whole time through this, but I knew I wouldn't be allowed to, so I didn't even suggest it.
How did you meet your neighbor, Mrs. Chang?
I met her by going over to her house for flowers for my scrapbook. She got me an ice cream bar, and we talked about my summer. She figured out that I was in the play The Wizard of Oz, and she had me give my mom her number. That afternoon, she came in to tell us that she wanted to make the Munchkins costumes, and my mom gave her some of my clothes for Mrs. Chang for measurements.
What gave you the idea to start a scrapbook?
My dad's been making scrapbooks for me and my family for years, and I wanted to have my very own scrapbook for me to look back on when I'm older.
How did you and Olive become friends?
I looked up to her the moment that I met her. Sean Barr says to find a partner, and I went straight to Olive. Then we did some mirror exercises together during the rehearsal.
How did your first rehearsal go as a Munchkin?
My first rehearsal as a Munchkin went very well, because when we first arrived, everyone around me is not tall. I don't like saying the S word, like me. This is when I met Olive, and I met a lot of people that I enjoyed being around. We also got our lyrics for our songs that we'll be singing.
How did you feel about Sean Barr giving you the lead Munchkin role?
I was nervous at first because I'm not really good at dancing or singing, and I even felt like quitting.
Why did you end up sticking it out to the end of the production?
I called Olive that evening when I got home to see if maybe she could help. All of a sudden, I felt like I'm about to cry. We met at Dale Hoff's and got ice cream, but the whole time we were there, the only word she said is that I'll see you at rehearsals, Julia.
How did you feel about getting the role of a flying monkey?
I loved it. I was the only kid there, so it makes me feel big. I also already have a nickname, Baby. I feel like I'm flying when they attach me to the cable.
Why did you want to ask the orthodontist to wait to put your braces on?
I was afraid that getting braces would mess up my look for my character, so the orthodontist pushed my appointment back 6 weeks.
How did you feel about you and your friends going over to Mrs. Chang's house?
I thought the idea of it was so cool. Mrs. Chang could see who my friends are that are part of the cast.
How have your feelings about Mrs. Chang changed?
At first, she was just a quiet neighbor that no one knew about. Now she's made a big impact on my studio life.
How do you feel about professional actors and actresses coming in?
I like that they brought professionals in because it gives us hope and something to strive to maybe be like one day.
Can you tell us how you felt on the opening night of the play?
I was really nervous and my knees were weak. I remember everything that Sean Barr had told us. I thought that I would not forget my parts. My nerves did not get the best of me.
How will you further your acting career?
I will continue to act in local plays. I think I want a career in theater. I want to become a director like Sean Barr. Thank you for the great interview.